Hey guys, the Lakers are absolutely dominating this playoffs. Yeah, they're winning every night basically, and this is just a shit show for everybody else. Anyways, yeah, they're good now, but what can they do with this offseason to be better? Here's 5 moves for the Lakers 2020 offseason. Now, the LA Lakers have a lot of questions that need to be answered this offseason. Are the Lakers going to re-sign Anthony Davis? Well, yeah, that's probably a given. Are the Lakers going to sign another star to make a big three? No, probably not. So coming off a great year, how are the Lakers going to improve this team to be better now and for the future? We're going to talk about 5 potential moves the Lakers should consider making this offseason that could be game changers for them now and in the future. Number 1 is re-sign Anthony Davis. This is a no-brainer, but for any of you who are on the fence about re-signing the star big man, look at his playoff performances. He absolutely killed it thus far for the Lakers on both ends of the court. Davis showed he could take advantage of the weak defense of Portland, thoroughly dominating inside. He was able to play in the microball scheme that the Rockets implemented. Traditional bigs like Dwight or JaVale were taken off the court. They were unable to keep with the smaller players on the perimeter, but Davis showed he could make an impact on the less glamorous end while using his size to his advantage offensively. He made life difficult for Nikola Jokic. The Nuggets star was in constant foul trouble all series. And of course, AD had his guard-like game winner from 3. He's as versatile a unicorn as they come and should be in any future plan for the Lakers and should be able to play with any future star that may come. Number 2, sign another playmaker. So an obvious flaw noticed by everyone before the season even started. Behind LeBron, there wasn't depth at point guard. Sure, Rajon Rondo could get you 10 assists off the bench every once in a while, but he can't consistently hunt his own shot, or at least have not shown that he can do it consistently, because playoff Rondo is a different animal. So speaking of that, on top of all the issues, Rondo has shown he tends to show up when the playoffs start. Before then, it's a bit of a gamble. The Lakers need someone who can share the load during the regular season to keep LeBron fresh. There's been a few names thrown around that make a lot of sense. Goran Dragic for one. Dragic has had a great season for the Heat, proving again why he was such a sought-after piece years before. On the Lakers, he could start and be a secondary playmaker, or come off the bench and steady the ship so the starters can rest. Trading for Derrick Rose is another option. Rose has a memorable last 2 years. It's not fair to say he's been at his MVP level, but his numbers aren't far off. What I find enticing about this option is that D. Rose has been on several teams and has figured out how to make the situation work. This adds potential immediate success when coming to the Lakers. The Lakers have options when it comes to point guards. They must pick one this offseason, as long as the point guard who's more than just a specialist, because the roster is just filled with that type of player right now. Number 3, extend Kuzma. So Kyle Kuzma has shown flashes here and there of great shot creating and making abilities. He's even shown that he can toughen up his defense in the playoffs. He still has a lot of potential, but has largely been a disappointment this year. Now, that's why the Lakers should extend him. He would love a long-term security, and his recent play might suggest he gets a smaller payday. Great teams are built around great players. The building blocks are usually great value contracts. Kuzma can turn out to be a pretty good player who provides consistent scoring and apparently tough defense. If the Lakers manage to get him cheap, that's a lot of value to be had. So worst case scenario, Kuzma turns into a one-dimensional scorer who serves as a pass target to spread the floor. He could even be used as trade filler or bait depending on how he plays. So just like buying and trading stocks, I recommend the Lakers buy now on Kuzma's down season to potentially reap the rewards in years to come. Number 4, sign Nerlens Noel. The Lakers have had major success in cheap role-filling centers, the category of rim-running defender who doesn't require a lot of touches. Sure, they could go another year with Dwight or McGee, maybe even poach a Marc Gasol or Serge Ibaka on a good contract. Those are great options and definitely would make a great impact no matter which one you choose. However, I believe the Lakers need to go younger to build continuity with Davis. The Lakers should pick up Nerlens Noel. Noel originally seemed like he would pair up with Davis. He was drafted by the Pelicans, but was immediately traded away for Drew Holiday before they even got a minute together on the court. The defensive impact they would have had together would have been the best in the league, hands down. Noel is still young, and has still shown he can make that difference on D. Per 36 minutes last season, Noah averaged 14.3 points, 9.6 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 1.9 steals, and 2.9 blocks. He feels a role good, doesn't need more, and he's only 26. If the team can sign him on a friendly contract, he would be a great addition. Number 5, check on Oladipo. Next offseason is the year of the free agent giants. Kawhi, Paul George, Giannis Antetokounmpo, just to name a few. A year's a long time, and sometimes you miss out on another value by waiting. So Victor Oladipo comes to mind. Rumors say he wants out of Indiana, and combined with just 1 year on his contract, the asking price shouldn't be that high. The short-term contract would allow the Lakers to let him walk if he's an ill fit, thus letting them poach the stars of next year. But best case scenario, Oladipo would slide right into the shooting guard spot, capable of playing great defense, taking tough shots, and creating for others. Why not? So LA, take a gamble. Bring Victor Oladipo to the Lakers. Alright guys, if you enjoyed the video, consider hitting that subscribe button and helping out a new channel. I'm a huge Lakers fan and plan on uploading pretty consistently, not every day but once a week, where I can put some genuine effort in all of my videos. But anyways, I'll see you on the next one hopefully. Peace.